Hello and welcome to my demonstration today on Beam. So Beam is our enterprise asset management system. It is also a web-based system and can be accessed from any web browser after deploying it onto your cloud or on-premise server. It is also a permission-based system, so not everyone has access to everything in the system, and you can connect to what you're supposed to based upon your position, profession, department, and group. So after logging into the system, you can also find the dashboard on your homepage, and it visualizes the data of the widgets, of the system widgets uh, up into the dashboard. And it helps you keep track and monitor the performance and KPIs of your company. And these are interactive widgets, and you can customize them the way that you want to using this tool. So you can um, you can delete whatever you do not need on this dashboard. And these are also very interactive. So for example, we have a company list on our left here. And if I were to choose a different company, as you can see, the data on the other widgets changes according to the company that you choose. And you can also export this to an Excel or a PDF file. And on our left here is the main menu of Beam. So Beam consists of a modular structure. So we have 4 main modules, which include the asset module, as well as maintenance, where we have our work requests and work orders, as well as our materials module, where we have information related to our materials like spare parts and warehouses, as well as personnel, where we can handle everything related to our resources. So we're first going to start off with our asset module. So here is a map where you can find the real-time location of your moving asset after integration with a GPS device that is equipped on your asset for maintenance purposes. So for example, if you have a moving asset like a truck, this is a very good feature to manage that. And also we have a graphical asset tree. So here you can upload the blueprint or floor plan of your facility into the system, and you can pinpoint the location of your fixed asset, and you get an overview of your asset on this graphical asset tree. So for example, if I were to look at this green dot right here, we're able to see type of asset as well as the description. And we can also see the status as well as the group, the type of asset, as well as operation and the cost center. So when it is in the green color, it means that it is in good condition. It does not require any maintenance. However, if there is any maintenance scheduled for it, it will automatically turn red. And next, let's go into our assets. So here is a list of all of our assets. And up here we have our asset tree. So the asset tree shows the structure of your company in a hierarchy form. So after expanding it, you can find the assets that you have allocated to different locations or departments. And you can find the asset line in the asset tree, and it means you can combine 2 assets for performing a task. And any maintenance that you schedule for the parent asset will automatically apply to the dependent asset. So let's go back to our assets. So once again, here is a list of all the assets that we have, and you can also manage different information. And we're also able to see the description of the asset as well as the serial number, the asset code, as well as the last maintenance date for it, and the asset type description, department code, and the status, as well as the cost center. So let's have a look at one of these assets. All right, so here we have some general information about the asset, such as the asset code, as well as the description, the status, the type of asset, as well as the group that it falls under, as well as department, cost center, and operation. And on our left here, we also have some additional information, such as the asset materials right here, as well as maintenance plan. And we also have legitimate proceedings, which includes insurance information, as well as periodic vehicle inspection information. So we're able to see when the last inspection date was, as well as when the next inspection date is going to be. And we also have a picture of our asset. And we can also attach documents here. So in this case, since it is a vehicle, we have a driver handbook. And we also have a tab for depreciation. So here is that. And we can choose the type from here and some other information. Also in this asset, we have a reporting tool. Actually, there's a reporting tool available for every module in Beam, and you can run over 10,000 ready-made reports in the system. And for example, let's go ahead and view a asset status report. So instead of generating the report every time that you need it, you can schedule the report to be sent to you automatically. And you must be wondering, well, how can I do that? Well, we have a tab right here called Schedule. So here we can add one. So here is the overall information about the specific asset that we need the schedule for. So we can prepare it daily or weekly and even monthly. And we would also have to put in the email address, and that is how you can schedule the report to be sent out to you. Let's get back here to our report. So here we can select the asset that we want to view. So let's do this one. And you do prepare. And here is our asset status report. So as you can see here, we're able to see the status and some general information about the specific report that we are generating. And once again, you can always run other reports related to the assets. And we also have here a tab for vehicle management, where we can manage information such as service forms, fuel purchases, tire measurement, and traffic tickets. So let's go on to our maintenance module. So in case of any unplanned breakdown, the operator of the asset can file a work request, and you can pick the asset from the asset list for the work request or scan the barcode for the filing. And you can also attach the image that you take as a reference to the maintenance team. So here are some of the work requests that we already have. So the fastest way to create a work request would be going up here to fast request. All right, so here we can put the maintenance priority. So we can either choose between if it's an emergency, a low priority, or normal. Let's go with normal. And we can also choose the asset code from here. So let's do this asset right here. And we can also put in the requester as well as the word type. So let's say if it's a mechanical issue, and we would have to choose the maintenance/failure code. So it will be the first one right here. And we can also put in a description for the request. So let's say generator needs mechanical fix. And once we do that, we can save the request. And here it is right here. So all work requests will be pulled to the work order pool automatically. So here is where you can schedule the start and end date for the work, as well as the materials required and the maintenance team, the work steps and cost. So here is the work request that we just created. All right. So here it is. So we have some information related to the work order. So the work order kind, the asset code, department code, the maintenance priority, pretty much everything that we filled out earlier on in the work request. And on our right here, we have the failure occurrence date, as well as the informed date, the planned start date, and the end plan date. And up here, as you can see, we have asset status. So if it's continuing on, if it's stopped, if there's no production at all. And on our left here, we have the used materials. We have the work steps involved here. And we can also attach any documents here. And we also have the cost involved. So for example, we have labor cost, material cost, service cost, and lastly, our total cost. And that is how we can go about for our work orders. And here we also have a tab for preventive maintenance. So you can schedule the preventive maintenance for your asset after a certain time frame or at a certain value captured from your IoT devices on your assets. So for example, let's view one of them. So as you can see here, we have the asset code as well as the maintenance/failure code. And we also have the maintenance period. So if it's day, week, month. And on our left here, we also have some work order information, as well as statements, the materials right here. And we also can attach any documents. And we also have a maintenance plan right here. And also in this module, as I mentioned before, we have different reports available right here. So let's go on to our next module, which is the materials module. So here you can find a list of all of your materials. So as you can see here, we have a specific code, just like our assets, that is allocated to each material, the description, total quantity, if there's a barcode number, as well as the brand, the model, measurement unit. So let's go ahead and view one of these materials. All right, so just like before, we have our material code as well as the description and the measurement unit. And on our left here, we have our warehouse parameters. So here we can see the minimum material amount as well as the maximum material amount, as well as the safety stock level. And we can also see the vendors and attached documents as always. And we also have a picture of our material. So in order to handle the activity on your materials, we have something known as material transactions. So here you can record the activity of your spare parts among warehouses, and all the transactions will be recorded with a unique voucher number, a voucher date, a time, as well as the transaction type, the warehouse, the quantity, the price, and so on. And also, let's go ahead and view one of the reports in this module. So let's say we want to view a warehouse transactions report. Okay, so you can choose the date right here, and you can do prepare. So here is our warehouse transaction report. So we have two different warehouses, and we can see the transactions for each warehouse. So for example, let's look at this one right here. So we have a specific voucher number as well as a material transaction type, the material code or description, and the warehouse code, as well as the measurement unit, the quantity, the price, and amount. And this is pretty much our warehouse transaction report. And lastly, let's go on to our personnel module. So here you can find all the resources that we have, for example, our employees, and you can manage the information for the specific resource, for example, the description, the work type description, and the team. So since this one right here is an employee, let's go ahead and do this one. So we have all the information related to the resource, for example, the code, the description, as well as the position that they have and the maintenance plan work type. And also in this module, we have a resource occupation calendar. And here you can find the schedule of your employees in a calendar view, and you can compare the schedule of different employees on the same page. And it allows you to avoid the conflicts while you're assigning the task to the maintenance team. So up here, you can select the start and end date, as well as the work type and the resources. And this pretty much concludes my demonstration today on Veeam on a high level. Thank you for watching.